Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
G'day everyone, and you are looking at, Donnie Elgin on the screen. We're going straight to Donnie because have a look at that bloody hat, mate. This is exciting because Donnie is joining us all the way from, not Australia. Well, of course he's not in bloody Australia. He's never freaking in Australia. Donnie, you put a bit of a teaser out today on the Facebook page for everyone. Where the bloody hell are you?
Thank you, Lara Bingle. I was thinking the same thing to myself. Where the bloody hell am I? Because I'm usually pretty good, JT, at booking shit and finding my way around the world. I am in a very ordinary part of the world. Actually, Vietnam itself is a beautiful part of the world. I'm in Vietnam. But the street I'm in, JT, is the dodgiest street in Vietnam. Hello, Boof. Hello, world. Fair dinkum. This is, mate, this one's got me. I've been running around like a blue-ass fly to get the internet. And I don't even know if you can. Am I coming in? Am I live, JT? What's happening?
Mate, you're live. We can hear you.
I can't hear you. Hang on.
Oh, you can't hear me, but that's all right because while you're trying to work that out, Donnie,
are you stitching me up?
No, I'm not stitching you up. I promise you. This was always going to happen. But while Donnie's trying to work out his audio again, and we did test it before we went live, but I'm just going to share with you where the hell Donnie is. Right. So watch this. This is. Is this going to work? So I've done a bit of research here. I've done a bit of research for Don, and this is Vietnam. For anyone that doesn't know a map of Vietnam, so down the bottom here is Ho Chi Minh City, and he's back. There we go. So Ho Chi Minh City is down here, and then you go all the way up down here to Hanoi, which is another part. So, mate, whereabouts in this very, very long country are you at the moment, Donnie?
So Hanoi is beautiful. I am nowhere near Hanoi.
No, that's right up the top. So you're down the bottom, down here, Donnie, right now.
Down the bottom, that's it. And seriously, you know what they say about shit, JT? It always flows to the bottom. Well, it's found its way to the
Donnie,
bottom. Donnie,
I've done a little bit of work because I was like, where is Donnie staying? Donnie is staying at the Crown in Ho Chi Minh City. Crown sounds pretty bloody impressive, and
which is why I booked it.
Mate, that doesn't look like a normal crown to me, Donnie. How are you going, mate? With
JT, that's where I'm sitting right now. Oh my God! You know what? I knew this was the real deal when a tranny stopped me in the lift and said, "Hi, how are you?" And
look at that decor. Look at the decor. It's
what
beautiful,
am I doing
Donnie.
here? So anyway, it will be fun. It's bloody entertaining, the very least. When you walk out on the street, JT, the world just it either comes alive or you think you've died. There's no such thing as if I wish I was mobile, I could show you around this palace.
Mate, I just want to know how much are you paying for this beautiful place, mate? What's that stinging you a night, Donnie?
Well, I've booked 3 rooms for 3 nights, and we said let's stay here for 3, and if we need more, we'll add them. Because I made a mistake and just booked 3. I shit you not, JT. We won't be staying the 4th night here. It is. It was $200, 200 Australian dollars for 3 rooms for 3 nights. So what's that? That's less than. That's $25 a night, JT.
Donnie, that probably should have been telling you something. I would have thought just that alone.
I didn't really think about it. I just thought there's a bargain. Everything's cheap in Vietnam. We're good. Wrong. Kids.
Outside of that, Donnie, how is it going? Like, are you enjoying Vietnam? When did you get there? How long have you been there? What have you seen?
We literally got here. I got escorted to my room. I ran down the street, got stopped by 4 people on the way to try and sell me something, take me somewhere, do something. Find a SIM card, got it, threw it in my phone, thought I'll hotspot with that. And JT, there's no bloody hotspot. I got one of those SIM cards we can only use it local. So then I'm back on my local data. And I've been here about now 4 hours, not even. And that's from the time we landed. 3 hours from the time we landed, JT.
Bloody hell, there you go, mate. Well, that's a fair commitment for getting on the show. So good work for that. Is this your first time to Vietnam or have you been many times?
No, mate, Vietnam is not my normal stomping ground, but the reason I'm on this tour, this is the war tour. And when I say war tour, let me give you a bit of backstory on this. My old man he's well-read, really well-read on the Vietnam War and a whole lot of war stuff. And he always said, geez, I'd like to go there. Unfortunately for my dad and my mum's dad, my dad's dad and my mum's dad both were involved in war. My mum's dad come back from the war really fucked up. Like it did a number on him. And my mum wanted nothing to do with anything to do with war. And so when mum passed away last year, and I said to dad later on, I said, mate, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? He goes, you know what? I've always wanted to do the war stuff, but mum was never interested, so we never went anywhere near it. I'd love to go and see Long Tan. I'd like to see the Delta. I'd like to see the tunnels. I'd like to go to Changi in Singapore and have a look there because my dad's uncle is on the memorial there. I said, mate, that's the tour. We're doing it. So that's what we've done, mate. I'm the tour guide, and it is crazy. I've got my dad's best mate, Con. He's on the trip. And then I've got my neighbour, Jamum, one of the dodgiest blokes you've ever met, and me. He's also on the trip, and I tell you what, he is a unit to travel with. Very good unit, by the way. And we've got Paulie, my brother-in-law, with us. So there's 5 of us travelling, and if 5 of us come home, JT, it'll be a bloody miracle.
Mate, that explains why I did notice on the DFAT website there's warnings against travelling to Vietnam at the moment. That explains why.
Tell me why, mate. It was good as gold before we got here. So.
Mate, it's an awesome place. The last time I was in Vietnam was quite literally about 30 years ago before tourists went to Vietnam. I literally got greeted at the airport with a machine gun. They didn't see a lot of tourists back then.
But it was know who you are. That's
yeah, well, maybe that was it. But it was bloody awesome. And my memories, and you're about to see some incredible stuff because my lasting memories from Vietnam, aside from beautiful beaches and food and all that sort of stuff, the war stuff, the war museums and stuff that they have was just mind-blowing. It's just incredible, and just you really get a sense of, one, how horrible war is and just how it did a number on the people, and you learn about all the history, and there's still, and maybe it's 30 years down the path now, but I remember when I was there was still this sort of animosity between North Vietnam and South Vietnam, like it was. So it might have mellowed a little bit maybe now, but it was fascinating. It was a great place.
JT, I'll tell you one other thing. It's like there's been a god up there, and he's got he's Vic Roads, right? And he's just the Roads Authority. He's just dumped a heap of bitumen down and said, "You lot figure it out." They haven't yet figured it out, JT.
It's a nightmare to get around.
It's the craziest road system ever. And at this point, I'd like to acknowledge the superior riding skills of my beautiful first wife, Boof, because when I looked at it again today, and I thought, holy shit, Boof rode like a legend when she was here with me last time. And seriously, looking around, you can see that these guys are they're a menace, but it works, JT. That's the thing.
It does, doesn't it?
Tooting to say, hey, we're here. It's okay. This fuck all aggression. People are happy. They're just finding their way. But I definitely would say the difference between Vietnam and Thailand, because we'll do time in both of those places on this trip, is that Thailand aren't still jaded and hungover and bitter about the war impact. And no disrespect to Vietnam. They've got every right to be pissed off. I mean, they did it tough during that time, but it still lingers on, and you can really feel that as well when you're out and about. So anyway, we'll have a bloody good time. I know we will, and I know your experience was good. So I look forward to chatting with you about comparing notes, Hoi An and Hanoi and all those bloody amazing places we probably won't get to, but we'll certainly do some good time around Ho Chi, which is where we are.
Mate, I am sure you're going to have a great trip, and the guys will have a great trip. So as you said, as long as you all come back safe is the main thing. Now, of course, we may lose you at any time given you're running off local internet quite seriously. So we're going to whip through a fair bit of stuff because we've got a lot of stuff here. But, Donnie, I just want to get straight to probably the most important thing.
What is it, mate? What is it?
Everything. And I know you only just got there, so you left yesterday. But, Donnie, this is big, mate. Can you see that, Donnie? Can you see it?
Holy crap! I didn't think I'd see that again this year, JT.
Neither did I, but North Melbourne finally got their first win. Very exciting moment. I got to celebrate it all by myself at home, and I was jumping up and screaming like a little kid, but it was bloody exciting to get the win. So we're on the board. Look out. You're only as good as your last game, and we are going in with form to this week, Donnie, so we'll be good. Now, of course,
mate, very good.
Mate,
and of course, that was a. Go on.
No, you're all good.
It was a winning week for the GiddyUp podcast because the Mighty Hawks also had a win, JT.
They are on fire, the Mighty Hawks, aren't they? Bloody hell, they are the
form
side of the competition. Now, of course, some big global news this week, and not good news, with Dr. Michael Mosley. I don't know if you heard about this, Donnie, but
I did, yes.
Mate, unfortunately, was feeling a little bit unwell. Very famous. Dietitian, I guess, but very famous in the UK and around the world for all his books on diet, etc. And I was feeling a little bit unwell on the beach and decided he'd walk back and never made it. And it took 3 days and they eventually found his body. And it was 10 metres about from where he kind of needed to be. So despite extensive searching that was going on with literally drones, helicopters, divers, you name it, we're looking for him. And it ended up bloody not far from home. So, a bit of sad news, but just goes to show you how life can change in an instant, eh?
Absolutely, mate. And we remind our listeners and viewers often around the importance of living, hence why we're on another trip or I'm on another trip, and this time with my old man, it's that reminder that, mate, we don't know when the clock stops ticking for us. But like most things that happen when the entertainers, JT, when they die, the singers, the world stops for a moment, and unfortunately that pause is getting smaller and smaller as we become, just feeding on what's next. But JT, they always do big tributes to singers, and I think out of respect for Dr. Michael Mosley, I think I should get hold of that book. What was that book? Can you pop that up? That was a diet book, JT.
It was.
The world could.
He's famous for the 5-2 diet, if you've ever heard of that. But he's got a few other books.
From a bar of soap. But what I might do, JT, is I might work on getting my hands on that and actually doing it for our listeners. And I'll do a test on it out of respect for Dr. Mick. How's that sound?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if that's going to end well, but I don't know if that'll end well. But, you may know some nutritionists in your life that you might want to reach out to because they might get a little bit offended if you're following that book, I'm tipping. But
oh, really? It's a bit controversial.
Well, a little. But many people
have... more reason we should.
Many people have tried it. Now, Don, of course, Vietnam, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in Vietnam, and I thought I'd just... I'd go to the our bizarre news stories because I remember seeing some crazy stuff, and I just, given the hotel you're at, well, this was a good segue.
Bizarre news stories.
Now, Donnie, the hotels in Vietnam, they've got a lot of weird shit going on sometimes, right? A weird sort of Asian fusion culture thing going on. And, I just came across one of the... I'm just going to show you the photo. I don't even know how to explain it, but I think when you see the photo, Donnie, I just want to know if you would have a crack. So, listeners, would you have a crack?
Bottom as well? What is going on there, Jake?
That is you just sit on the top and it goes straight through into the toilet below, Donnie. Have you come across that in your hotel yet?
JT, this place is a shithole, but it doesn't have a toilet. I actually had to look around in the bathroom to find the toilet because as soon as you open the door, it hides the toilet. I thought I had to use the bath for everything. But fortunately, I found a toilet, but it doesn't look anything like that bad.
Would you have a go, Donnie? Listeners, would you have a go? If you saw that in your hotel room, would you have a crack?
Yes, you would. Yep.
You'd have a crack?
You'd sit down there and you'd just bloody ride at home. The problem is, JT, is I actually use a fair bit of thinking time there. I'd be thinking about, I'll be trying to ride that thing instead of actually taking a dump. I don't know that that'd be good for me, but I do like the fact that... that's weird, and that's what this bizarre news segment is all about. JT.
Very, very, very weird. We are on a mission right now, so we are going to fly through this. So now, of course, cost of living. Everyone's doing it tough at the moment, Donnie, and we like to bring our listeners some hacks. Now, people have been working from home for a while, but a lot of people still go into the office. It might be 1 or 2 days a week. And have you ever been in a workplace environment, Donnie, where you put your food in the fridge and you go back a day or two later because you might have had a couple of days at home or whatever, and your food's gone? Have you, what the hell? I mean, it's bullshit, right? I mean, these are work colleagues.
Did we find out who's been taking it?
No, we didn't. But I've come up with an incredible solution on how to fix this problem. And of course, this is a cost-saving exercise because you have to, obviously, if someone steals your food, you've got to replace it, Donnie, right? So
Sorry. What have you
listeners,
got, JT? I like
this is the best hack you're ever going to see on cost of living, Donnie. Just, can you work it out?
Oh, I like it. It's just a bullshit bag, JT.
Yes, bullshit bag. Looks like it's all mouldy as shit. No one's going to touch it. But it's just the bag, the sandwich inside. Perfect.
JT, you know what? I'd tell you the worst thing about that is the cleaning would probably go through there
and throw it out.
Throw it out, and you've got to get your lunch out of the bin. And
yeah,
I was just going to say,
I did think that,
mate,
damn it.
Just a reminder for you, if you do use that, remember you work from home and you're the only one there. So don't believe that bag if you see it in your fridge.
That's a very
like it. It's good.
I thought it was a good idea.
No, good.
Now, Don, again, quick show is good show tonight. So we are just going flying through this, mate, because I have got. Well, I love a bit of geek news, Donnie, and this one, this is interesting.
Ooh.
Geek of the week.
Geek of the week, Donnie. Now, of course, that's when we bring you some interesting stuff that's around tech, right? Now, there were some big announcements with Apple. We'll save that for another day, a couple of days ago.
Oh, fuck.
But
They're big, JT.
Big news. But I wanted to bring this to the attention of our listeners, Donnie, because, well, this is about Japan. Now, it's fair to say that the Japanese have got a bit of a reputation for being a little bit quirky. You know, never been to Japan. Would love to go on a trip. It's one of my dream destinations to get to one day.
Nice about what we're about to say to them now, JT.
No, nothing mean here.
All the time and
nothing mean.
We won't do that.
No, nothing mean at all about this because
Japan.
this is Geek of the Week, Donnie. There was no nastiness in this, Donnie.
Okay.
But a big problem for the Japanese is diet-related, Donnie. They have a lot of salt in their diet.
That's how they get their sumos, isn't it?
And, well, it's fair to say that a lot of salt's not good for you. And you're supposed to be cutting down on the amount of salt that you
Well, for
eat.
you hearing this.
But Japanese, I love that they just think outside the box, Donnie. They don't, obviously most people would go, well, I'll put less salt, I'll put less salt in my food, or, oh, yeah, exactly, right? But no, they've got a tech solution for everything, Donnie. Let me introduce to you the electric spoon. Now, listeners, I know what you're probably saying. What the hell has an electric spoon got to do with having less salt?
That's what I was saying. I was saying.
Well, this is a special spoon, Donnie, and I think this is potentially the future of nutrition, and not necessarily in a good way. But the scientists, the very smart people in Japan here, have come up with an innovative spoon that has a special coating and a special electrical charge, electrical charge, that stimulates the salt receptors in your tongue. So you think
you're eating salt.
Correct. You think you're having salt, but you are actually not ingesting the salt.
JT, I bloody love it. And that spoon looks like it could moonlight as a toothbrush in its after hours. Like it does look versatile, doesn't it?
Well, that could be version 2.
JT,
yeah.
I kid you not, this is just, they have scratched the surface here. If this moonlights or does the old salt on your tongue, you imagine like all the fatties in the world just pretending they're eating food and you're getting to, oh, geez, how nice is all that chocolate I'm eating when they're not actually eating it. It's a genius. Let's not let this slip into the hands of evil JT. We could use this. Is that sucker patented? We could use this, JT.
Well, I honestly think it's potentially, because everyone's always looking for a shortcut. Now, of course, and saw Nant's comment straight away there is, why don't you just eat less salt? Maybe learn to eat healthy food and get food that's enjoyable. No?
Salt's bloody yum, JT. I've sometimes licked the desert, the big salt pools out there, just because that's shit house.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been good, I wouldn't have thought.
It's yuck. But salt, by and large, is really yum. And if you've got a bit of a taste for it, I get it. Like someone like Nant, she's really bloody clever and can follow the rules and do the right thing by herself. Suckers like me, we just go, oh, that tastes good. And I know to stop eating, JT, but I just keep eating because it tastes good. Taste wins out. So I think hats off to the spoon maker.
they're onto something. Well, there you go. We will bring you all these innovative ideas. Not necessarily good
I can't
ones.
even believe you put that in the Geek of the Week. That should be in Hero of the Week. I love that spoon thing, JT.
By 1990, no Australian child will be living in poverty.
Well, the very famous government line, Donnie, and it's not like our governments would ever stuff something up, is it, Donnie? Now, we don't have time for this in this episode to go into it, but I would love to have a conversation with you where we go head to head over the absolute scam of the NDIS, which is just absolutely freaking ridiculous at the moment, the amount of rorting that is going on. But we'll save that for another one because I've come across something else, Donnie, and again, this just takes the cake. Now, this came out in Senate estimates last week, and I'm just going to put this up on the screen here. So this website here, Medical Costs Finder, it's put together by the government, and it's designed to help you look for, get an idea of and shop around for, general practitioners, doctors, etc. So you can see who's charging what and go, oh, I'll go to that one. He's a bit cheaper or whatever. The good concept, love it, right? And it came up in Senate estimates last week, Donnie. Now, you just got to, honestly, this, I don't even know where to start, to be honest with this one, but this is actually, I'd like to say it was just bullshit, but guess how many doctors are listed on this?
What's the problem, JT?
Well, guess how many doctors are listed on it, Donnie? Like currently?
Thousands.
You think so, right? You think so, right? No, 20 nationally, Don. 20 doctors have put their fees on this website. 20. So it's completely freaking useless. But here's the next whacker. Guess how much money this website costs? Now, I build websites.
You do build websites.
Guess how much the government paid for this incredibly brilliant website with only 20 doctors on it?
I reckon you pull that out for, I don't know, a couple of grand?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Probably need a bit of security, all that sort of stuff.
Maybe
but look,
five. Like you got to, and plus you can, I'll say 5 grand. Let's wrap it up there.
Yep, yeah, pretty close. 24 million.
You're fucking shitting me.
$24 million, and there's only 20 doctors that are listed on it. So first of all, you've got to be absolutely shitting me on the number of doctors on it. You've clearly ballsed it up, and then $24 million for a website? You've got to be shitting me. Like, this is what our government is doing at the moment. Like, far out.
Well, when our old mate gets the old scriptwriter to write a few speeches for him, as we referenced last week, and he's paying a little bit overs, I'm not surprised, JT, that a website that does such amazing work for the community is going to cost a bomb. Holy shit, JT, that needs further attention, not when I'm in Vietnam.
No, that's exactly right. How frustrating, though, when we're in a cost of living crisis and we're all doing it tough for different reasons, and you hear about just wasted money like that. Hey?
Did you get the quote for that?
Mate, I didn't get asked to do a quote for that one, unfortunately. It's but yeah, it's just insane, right? I mean, no wonder people are getting so frustrated with the with the government at the moment. Now, Donnie, we do have some trivia questions because we are going to give away a bottle of Spank. It's not Footy Week, so we're giving away a bottle of Spank.
Footy Week.
And I have got
our good friends at Footy Week, JT. You've sent me the game, by the way. We love our footy sponsors. Love them to parts of pieces. And I'm just going to give you a little heads up. Holy shit, JT. No, I'm not. I've deleted.
No, one job, Donnie. One job.
Anyway, I've got it. It is somewhere. And JT, I'm dead set deleted messages off my phone. No, it's just a heads up, JT. It's for the game in a couple of weeks. JT, it's going to be awesome. It's for Essendon and West Coast when the time comes, okay? So
Essendon and West Coast, there you go. So not for this week?
But it's, in a couple of weeks. But JT, the 23rd of June, the game is, all right? So, actually, we might have to work on that because we might not be doing a show next week.
We won't be doing a show next week. There's the heads up.
We're giving it away tonight.
Whoa, all right, there we go. Tickets given away tonight. Now, there's 3 trivia questions tonight, 3, Donnie, and they are all a Vietnam theme, given that you are currently in Vietnam. Very close to where Uncle Ev is at the moment in Thailand. That's why he's tuned in. He's sensed that you're close by.
Is he in Thailand?
He's in Thailand. You might be able to catch up when you're there.
There
you go. You guys chat. All right, the first trivia question coming up is, here we go. All right. Vietnam's flag is mostly red with a what yellow shape in the middle? Is it A, a square? Is it B, a triangle? Is it C, a circle? Or D, a star? Vietnam's flag is mostly red with a what yellow shape in the middle? Put your answers in. A for square, B for triangle, C for circle, or D for star. You have about 10 seconds left before you close it up, and all the winners will go in.
Patriotic dodgies out there and see if anyone's flying the flag, so I can tell you the answer. I personally.
Last few seconds, go get it in. Ding, 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 ding. The answer is Donny.
That's what I'd be putting in. Yes!
It is the star. Congratulations, anyone who said the answer D.
And just for except for Ev. Ev, what are you doing, mate? Oh, well, don't worry. There's 3 goes at it tonight, mate. So you.
And just for a little bit of learning for everyone, the yellow colour. The yellow colour represents the yellow. Have you lost me again? I reckon you have. The yellow star represents the ethnicity of the Vietnamese people, and the star has 5 points, and they represent the workers, peasants, soldiers, intellectuals, and merchants. So there you go. That is the answer. Well done. I will get you guys onto the board. Now, of course, there is another trivia question. While Donnie's trying to work out what's going on to the audio, we are going to, watch this, I am on fire tonight. We are going to go straight to your favourite segment.
Dad joke of the week.
Oh, dad joke of the week. What could go wrong? It's not the same when Donnie's not watching, though, because we've got to get his reaction, and he just can't bloody hear me. So, but I am going to go because we are clearly stalling. He's back. Here we go. You're back with me, Donnie?
Yes,
are you back? You're back? You're definitely back? Yep. You sure? Yep. All right. You got me? All right. We are doing dad joke, Donnie, and we're going straight into it. I don't know if you heard it. So we're going straight into to dad joke. You with me?
Giddy up, dad joke. Got it.
All right, excellent. All right, so there's 3 men, and they're at the gates of heaven. But there was only room for 1 person, Don. So St. Peter asked each of them, he said, well, how did you die? And the person who's got the best story will get through. So, all right, so the first guy steps up and he said, mate, I was adamant that my wife was cheating. He goes, I came up to my apartment on the 24th floor, walked in, only to find my wife there by herself. But I was pleasantly surprised until I saw a man hanging off the edge of the bloody balcony just by his fingers. And he goes, mate, I just lost it. I went over with a hammer and I was hitting his hands and smashing him on his hands until he let go. And I watched him fall down and he landed in some bushes, but he was still bloody alive. So I was bloody pissed off. So I grabbed the fridge, lifted it over the edge, and I threw it down on top of him. And after all that heavy lifting, and I was so angry, I bloody had a heart attack and died. And here I am. And Peter's going, oh, well, that's pretty crap. So he turns to the second guy and goes, well, you know, mate, how did you get here? And he said, well, he goes, I was on the 25th floor of a balcony and I was doing some yoga and I bloody fell over the edge. And he goes, I was just hanging on by my bloody fingertips when I saw a guy coming over and I thought, oh, you beauty, he's going to help me. And the next thing I know, this guy starts smashing my bloody hands with a hammer. And eventually I let go, fell in a bush, and I thought, oh, thank God I'm still alive. And then I bloody look up and a fridge comes down and takes me out. And, well, here I am. And Sir Peter's just gone, oh, Jesus, that's bloody terrible. And he's going... So then he looks at the third guy and he's like, well, mate, what happened to you? And the third guy goes, well, I was hiding in a fridge.
Oh, JT. Oh, that's very good.
Good one,
I like that one.
Like that one?
That right. Poor bastard. That all poor, 3 poor bastards.
There we go. So that was Dad Joke of the Week. I've stalled enough. We've got you back live. So that's bloody awesome.
Well done.
Fantastic.
Hey, while you're getting up the next trivia question, can I just throw one out of left field? I haven't done this one. Hey, we were talking about it on the flight over, and and this might be a good one while you're typing stuff in.
Oh, I'm going to have to do that soon. Yeah, so maybe save it because I've got to do a bit of typing.
I'll save it.
Yeah, I've got to do a bit of typing. So let's go to the second trivia question. Again, another Vietnam related one. Thanks, Ev. Finally, Ev. The only person who said good one. Thanks for you at least, Uncle Ev, for acknowledging that great joke. Because no one else.
Up the trivia
I got nothing from anyone else. I reckon you can go on the wheel
Don't
again.
put him on the wheel.
All right. So our second trivia question, Donnie, is Vietnam's communist leader Ho Chi Minh was also known by what nickname? Was it A, Uncle Ho? Was it B, Master Chi? Was it C, Sir Min, or was it D, Papa Ho? Vietnam's communist leader Ho Chi Minh was also known by what nickname? Get your answers in quickly. A, Uncle Ho, B, Master Chi, C, Sir Min, or D, Papa Ho?
Was that Chow Min and Master Ho? I've got them all mixed up, JT. I'm running to bloody Papa Ho in the. That said had tits and a bit in the lift. Oh, there it is. There's the winner.
The answer was A.
How do people know this?
Uncle Ho, and this is literally Vietnam's Uncle Ho. Now, Donnie, I don't know if people actually know this, Don, but if you actually go up to Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, you can actually go and visit Uncle Ho.
What, is he still kicking?
No, mate, he died in 1969, I think it was. So he's been he's been gone for a while, Donnie. But you can actually, his body was embalmed, and you can actually go against his wishes, mind you. But you can actually still go and view his body in Hanoi in the mausoleum. And I've got to say, Don, I have actually seen it. I went and visited it when I was in Hanoi. And it's still there to this day.
Out of respect for my new favourite Ho, I'm not going to visit him because he said, don't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm the nice guy out of the two of us on the podcast, clearly, because you did it and he didn't want people to. So,
what do you mean?
Anyway,
I thought it was bloody great.
I'm not coming.
All right, there you go. You're out.
Right, there's a lot of winners in there. A lot of smart people, our listeners, JT.
This is not good if there's a lot of bloody winners. You know that. Donnie,
yes, it is good.
We've still got one more trivia question to go. We've got the dad joke, but I just did want to have a bit of a conversation because one of your mates has been in the news, Don, and I thought,
here we go.
well, he's one of your mates, Don, and so I thought, well, let's have a bit of a debate on this. So let's get this rumble on, Donnie.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Now, for those people that don't know, Donnie, a few years back, a big celebrity and all, being Don that he is, was in the Celebrity Grand Prix and got to mix it with other, very famous, people and hobnobbing around on the celebrity scene. That's Donnie to a T. He loves that lifestyle.
Putting it light.
He's all over it. And it's fair to say, while he was there, he struck up a few friendships because, those people that know he's a pretty personable bloke, easy to get along with, have a bit of a laugh.
Man of the people, JT.
Man of the people. So, of course, Don makes lots of friends there. And one of those friends was, there's no nice way to put this, Donnie. You basically shafted him and ran him off the track and made him stack Luke Darcy, right?
Darcy can't drive for shit.
Well, he would argue that he maybe got a little bit of a helping hand off the track by someone. And, now I don't know if most people, if you don't follow footy, that's okay. But the quick version is that his son is now playing AFL football, playing for the Bulldogs. Very, very good player, Donnie. In fact, kicked the match winner a couple of weeks ago in an absolute thriller.
Against the Pies.
And the reason I bring this to your attention, Donnie, is because, Luke Darcy, Dad, is a commentator.
Dad. Yes, he is.
And
yes.
So the question, or what came up, was he was commentating the game, and he was commentating at the end. And Darcy's a good commentator. I like listening to him. He's got a bit of passion and a bit of excitement when he's going, right? And so his son's kicked the absolute match winner, the sealer.
Oh, well that's... I've lost you again, JT. Fuck, I've lost it.
Sorry, I'm back. There we go.
JT.
I'm back. I don't know where I went.
Say that again.
I was just saying, right when he kicked the sealer, I don't know when I cut out, but right when he was kicking the sealer, this is Luke Darcy's reaction. He gave his son absolutely nothing, right? And so the question I wanted to put to our listeners, can you hear me, Don? Yeah. I don't think Don can hear me again. Wanted to put it to our listeners.
Can you hear me, JT?
Yeah, I can. We can all hear you. Geez. So the question anyway, well, listeners, I think you can hear me, right? Is it okay for commentators, if they're commentating on their own sons, surely you can have a bit of emotion. Like, I think we would rather it, seeing his natural reaction rather than that stone cold trying to be professional, is actually give us a little bit of love, right? I would have thought that would be better. Donnie, have you got us? Donnie is still not here. All right. No, Donnie, I'm going to go to the last trivia.
I had you and then I lost you.
Oh, you lost me? All right. I'm going to go to the third trivia question anyway. Oh, no one's got sound. Can you hear me? Can no one hear me?
Wait, JT.
Hello?
Oh,
yeah, well, Nan's commenting saying be
JT,
real, so I'm guessing you're back. You
JT,
hear me, Don?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I missed all that stuff about Darcy, but what I will tell you is I was listening to that game and I did think to myself, oh, that was a pretty lame, like there was nothing.
Nothing.
There was nothing at all. So,
Yeah,
but
correct.
I also, JT, and now as a father of 4 awesome kids, I can hand on heart say, when my kids play an absolute blinder, I am in netball or whatever they're doing, I'm Mr. Conservative. I'll blow wind up their ass when we're finished and we go home. But it would not have mattered what Darcy said at that game. He would either be whipped for blowing wind up his boy's ass and going, "You little ripper," because it would be bias, or and dads always go the hard yard on their kids. So I think what they should have done is they should have just thrown to one of the other commentators to take care of that business, because it's just not fair. But I would be very surprised that Darcy inside wasn't giving himself a big high five.
Surely he would have, but I don't know. I would have rather have seen the emotion. I would have loved to have heard it going, "You bloody ripper," or whatever. I don't know. But, geez, it just seemed a bit bloody cold just when your son's just kicked a match winner to just give him nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
a tough one.
I don't reckon it is a bloody tough one, Donnie. I reckon he should just do it. But that's why it's a rumble. We don't have to agree on everything, and we can still be friends. It's bloody good. All right, the last trivia question, Donnie. Geez, I'm going to be bloody
Let's go.
Going for a while. So the last trivia question is coming up, and I've titled it the third one because I can't even remember what it was. So it's a good one. All right, here we go. All right, what is the official language of Vietnam? Is it A, Vietnamese? Is it B, English? Is it C, French? Or is it D, Mandarin? What is the official?
An absolute no-brainer.
Official language of Vietnam? Is it A, Vietnamese, B, English, C, French, or D, Mandarin? Get your answers in, A, B, C, or D.
Got to be. That's a trick question, JT. Surely
I would never do that to our listeners, Donnie.
What I am going to do, JT, is say whatever the language is, I'll fuck it up. Yeah, of course it's A. Thank you.
Of course it is, people. Come on, really? But quite seriously, the one thing I was really surprising when I went there was the French influence in Vietnam. The French, there's so many beautiful French bakeries and food, and they obviously had quite a big impact on the culture. So so there you go. The answer is A. Now, Don, I've got to put a lot of people on the wheel. So the good news is you're in Vietnam and you can bloody come up with some great stories. So away you go.
JT, on the flight over, I can vouch for this conversation because I was a part of it. And we were talking about apprentices, right, JT? And what we were talking about is how tough it is on apprentice if you get a smart-ass boss, right? And by that I mean a boss who does what my boss did, and I wasn't an apprentice, I was just doing some after-school work in a butcher shop, and my boss said, go next door to the mechanic and ask for a long wait. And I actually was sweeping the butcher shop out every night. We had a big broom, and I actually thought that was the name of the long wait. That was the name of the broom. I thought, it's a long wait, so I'll just go and ask. The hours must be routed. And so anyway, the mechanic says, yeah, just hang out over there, mate. And of course, it was a long wait, JT. And the last laugh was on my boss because he was paying me by the hour. And I just thought, I'm in a hurry to go. But JT, there was some other stuff that we talked about. The bosses that have sent their apprentice to get a left-handed screwdriver. To
classic.
Go and get some stripy paint.
Yeah.
So, JT, I'm putting this to the listeners. I want to know, listeners, have you been a part of this? Have you actually sent an apprentice or a new starter to go and get something for you, and it's been like that piss take? Have you been the recipient of the piss take? How did you find it? I want to know from you. Just type it in the comments and I'll read them out. Because the left-handed screwdriver, checkered paint, there we go. Thanks, Craig, Potsy. This is the sort of stuff. And the reason we want to talk about it is because if we got the young apprentices listening and they hear us talking about this stuff, they will know not to go and ask for a long wait from the guy next door or go down the other end of the warehouse or whatever it might be. So what else have you heard? Because I would love to know more about it. I'd also like to know, what's that one? A VW tail shaft. Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting one because I do believe, I can see why you'd get confused on that. But don't. Very good. Thanks, Ev. We like it. So send them in. Put them in the comments. This is very good. I like it. The other thing I want to do is I want to tell you, how'd you go, JT? Did you get them all up?
Mate, we're all good. Yeah. I was just reading some of the
holy shit, that's
some of the answers.
Impressive record time. There they are. That's good. Right, now JT, I want to also, JT, we do scroll through and have a squiz at the comments. So if I've missed anything today, I'll find it at some point.
We will get back to it. It is live and on the go.
I threw this out to a few people today on the Snapchat world and the Facebook world, and I said, hey, I'm going to come at you. Skyhooks. Yes, that's another good one. I did say that I'm going to give you some travel hacks, and I was standing in the line, JT.
You did say that.
I said that. One thing you be careful of is that... yes, I'm with you, Craig. I am on holidays for life. Anyway, like that. I did say, JT, at the airport when you plug into your the USB phone charger thing.
Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah.
The free charge. Yeah. Plug your power socket in and plug your USB into the power socket so that nobody can download your stuff. You're not connected straight through. This was one of the tips that somebody gave me when I was travelling, JT. So the other one, just in case somebody's a little computer's downloading.
I'm confused by that. You'll need to have visuals next time, Donnie.
I'll take some photos, JT.
Yeah.
Righto. The other one, JT, I was standing just about to check into my Vietnam flight, and I said to the lady in front of me, I said, hello, excuse me, where are you from? I just asked, I've got the GiddyUp podcast tonight. I'd just like a quick one from you. Do you have a favourite travel hack? And she looked me dead in the eye. She goes, Don, she didn't actually say Don. She just said, I'm from New Zealand and my hack is drink as much as you can. And so I just thought, I love her. I don't know if I'm embarrassed. And I just a quick look. She did look like she enjoyed a couple of Spanks in a time. So JT and
speaking of Spanks,
we're about to win.
Speaking of Spanks,
Get it up.
Speaking of Spanks,
holy shit,
here it is.
Names,
this is the wheel. A lot of names on there. A lot of people got a couple of multiple entries. So, Donnie, I'm going to go on. Before we spin, what are we giving away? Because you said footy tickets, but we've also got Spank. So what are we doing?
A bottle of Spank. There's zero chance of you getting that for at least 2 weeks because I'm out of the country. But there'll be a bottle of Spank JT for the winner, and there'll be 2 tickets and a car park if you don't mind.
So is it one spin gets everything, or are we doing one spin for Spank?
Let's do 2.
Right, okay, right.
Let's do 2.
So the first spin...
The person might win, like Kim D the other week.
Cleaned up last week. So this first spin is for a bottle of Spank.
Bottle of Spank.
All right.
Spank. Let's do it, and then we'll
Donnie,
give away
you just give me the signal, and I'm clicking buttons.
3, 2, 1... Do it, JT.
There we go.
It's doing. Big shout out to the people that I'm missing at home too by being away. Janine.
Oh, is it? Oh, jeez, that's right on the line.
Missed
Janine.
it by a beauty Yeah,
That is,
well
I reckon,
done, Janine.
that is as close as we've ever got. Look at that. That is
I think
super
that's
close.
just about a lineup. I mean, the wheel doesn't lie.
The wheel tells us. So, all right, Donnie, the next one is for the footy tickets. Now, this is for a game in a couple of weeks. It is Essendon versus West Coast at Marvel's,
Eagles, yes.
at Marvel Stadium. So, it's 2 tickets to Medallion Club and a car spot. So,
And car spot, mate. The car spot's worth gold, JT. Awesome
it
sponsors.
is bloody a great way to do it. Exactly right. All right, Donnie, you going to count me in, my friend?
Spin it, brother. 3, 2, 1, do it now.
There we go.
The way, here we go. Good luck, humans. Thanks for tuning in. We always love your support. Tell your mates. And the winner for the footy
Johnny's
tickets.
going to get that, I reckon. That is a John J.
John.
Congratulations.
All you got to do, John, is message me on Messenger. I will load it back on my phone. Just message the GiddyUp Podcast. I'll find you, and then we will. I'll send you these tickets. I'll need your email address, John. So well done, and Janine, I have your postal address because you've won that much bloody spank. You dead set have got to be just about have the collection. So well done. Love your work.
She's well and truly cleaned up. John is in Brizzy. So, John, if you've got a couple of mates, we can give them to your friends. If you've got a couple of mates. If not, let us know and we will do another spin at some point. Not right now because Donnie's probably run out of data and it's probably costing me about $6,000 for this show. So,
yes, it cost me a bomb.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Now, next week, as Don alluded to earlier, we unfortunately can't do the show next week. For once, it's me travelling. So I'll be in Brisbane and Adelaide next week for work, presenting at a conference. And unfortunately, all the software lives on my desktop computer, not my laptop. So there's no way to do it unless I'm not here. So yeah, that is us for now. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Don will have a lot of holiday stories, I have no doubt. He'll be posting some photos on the GiddyUp group. So if you watch us on the page, make sure you join the GiddyUp private group as well, because you'll see some extra stuff that the public don't see.
I might walk down the street tonight, JT, and post that in there.
Could be bloody interesting indeed. So there you go. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you have a wonderful week or two. Donnie, stay safe. Donnie will be in Thailand next week. Ev, you guys connect and see if you can line something up.
In Batong, Ev. In Batong, brother.
There we go. All right, that's it from us. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Ole!
Bye, guys.